And now, we are in for a treat. Our commencement speaker was a history teacher at Brighton High School, dean of students at Westford Academy, principal at Wayland High School, deputy superintendent and then superintendent of Lynn Public Schools, before being selected by Governor Maura Healey to become the highest-ranking education official in the state of Massachusetts. As Secretary of Education, Dr. Patrick Tutwiler is the senior advisor to Governor Healey on all education matters from birth through college. Throughout his career, Secretary Tutwiler has been very clear about his beliefs, his vision, and his passion. He has been outspoken in his defense of diversity and inclusion in our public schools. He has warned that recent immigration policies have led to extended absences of students of color in our schools. He has fought against the attempt to rescind $106 million in federal funds from Massachusetts K-12 public schools. Patrick Tutwiler is a fighter and a visionary, and we are lucky to have him serve as the Education Secretary for our Commonwealth. And we're even luckier to have him with us this evening. Please help me welcome tonight's commencement speaker, Massachusetts Secretary of Education, Dr. Patrick Tutwiler.
Good evening. Is this thing working? Good evening. All right, I thought this was a celebration. President Podell, thank you kindly for that incredible introduction. I want to start with an apology to those of you who thought that somehow Shaquille O'Neal was my name and not Patrick Tutwiler. I am Pat Tutwiler, your Secretary of Education, and it is wonderful to be here. Esteemed faculty and staff, family, friends, and of course, the class of 2025, congratulations, you're here. You made it. It is really an honor to be in community with all of you on this momentous day, and I can't thank President Podell and the Massbay community enough for the honor. Honestly, I would have been really happy with just the invitation to attend, to be in community with all of you incredible people. But having the privilege of saying a few words is beyond amazing. It really means a lot. Quickly, I want to channel something that President Podell did just a few minutes ago and remind the graduates that none of us gets to the high places to which we aspire by ourselves. In everyone's journey, there's a mentor, a teacher, a family member, a friend who plays a pivotal role along the way. We are here today to celebrate you, but please acknowledge that someone or some people helped you get to the seats where you are today. Be sure to thank them today and every formal opportunity you have going forward. Graduates, the fact that you're seated in the front in this special section and that you're sporting the celebratory robe and mortarboard should indicate to everyone here that you've successfully completed all of the requirements. You've done it, and I am proud of you. And I will note that for many of you, the path to these seats in which you are deservedly sitting right now was neither easy nor linear. You persevered, and look at you now. I am so proud of you. Since you're all here and I have your attention, allow me the privilege and honor of joining my colleagues on the stage and imparting one final message. Now, I want to be clear, most commencement speeches are notably forgettable. With the exception of my full name being called, I don't recall anything that anyone said at any one of my graduations, and I definitely don't remember anything said at anyone else's. But I'm going to try with this moment to package up a simple message, one that you can fold up and put in your back pocket for later reference. Folks who know me well know that I have a formula for speech making. It's something I call my 3B formula. That is, be good, be brief, and be seated. Friends, the 3 Bs are in full effect this evening, but respectfully, those are my 3 Bs. Allow me to suggest 3 B's you might apply in your lives beyond Massbay as a formula to integrate into your lives as active, contributory community members. Now, as you might imagine, there's quite a few places I could go with these recommendations, right? But you've already demonstrated so many of the B's one might normally recommend. Be resilient, be hardworking, be adventurous, be committed, be yourself. No doubt the fact that you're sitting here and that you've made it today signals to me and to everyone that those values, those ways of being, if you will, are already meaningfully embraced. They're already part of who you are, and it will carry you far, I promise, as you begin to author the next chapter of your lives. But hear me out this evening. How about this? Be someone's hero. At least once, do something difficult or extraordinary for someone else, not because it'll get your name in the paper or be recognized with praise, but because it's the right thing to do, because it adds to the human experience. As a young man many years ago, I recall my mother sharing her memory of April 5th, 1968, the morning after Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. was assassinated. She was 18 years old and a college student attending school on the north side of Chicago. When the news spread, classes were canceled. My mother, her older sister, and a number of her friends needed to get home to the predominantly west side of Chicago. As they were dismissed from school, they stepped out into the atmosphere in the community, which is one of intense anger, profound sorrow, fear, and raw disillusionment. My mother recounted that she was angry, but mostly overwhelmed with fear. Given the atmosphere, my mother and her friends feared that the normal modes of transportation, the city bus and the train, might not be safe. As they stood outside, desperate to get home, to grieve, to be safe, a young man stepped up and offered to drive them home. He was white. To this day, my mother feels deeply indebted to this individual. She never knew his name or even if he was a student, and she never saw him again. All she knows is that in this moment, he placed concern for a group of frightened students above any concern he might have for his own safety. All she knows is that he summoned the courage to pile 6 young black students into his car and drive them into the neighborhoods of the west side of Chicago, where thousands of African Americans had taken to the streets in response to Dr. King's death. Some angry, some sad, most both. He did so without ever sharing his name or asking for anything in return. That day, he was their hero. Though after that day, he retreated back into the fabric of his own life, 57 years later, this man remains a hero to my mother. Graduates, in moments where you can extend a hand to safety, give aid to an individual in need, summon the courage and do so. It will undoubtedly leave a mark on the beneficiary of your acts, but more importantly, it will add to our common humanity. Be a hero, someone's hero. Now stay with me. Be the solution. We live in very interesting times right now, ones with really significant challenges. Each one of you has had the privilege of a fine education in the company of, in my opinion, some of the sharpest minds. The document that you soon will receive when you step on stage is a symbol of that reality. Don't let it be an ornament, something that you hang on a wall or prop on a desk. Make it functional. Live your education. Use the skills that you've sharpened, the constructive, collaborative tools you now own, and put them to use in solving problems. Class of 2025, the world needs doers, strong, intelligent participants who not only identify problems, but who have the appetite and the skills to solve them. The world needs doers. Be the solution. And finally, a third B, be ever compelled. Now, what the heck does that mean? I'm going to tell you. It means this: the world will try to tell you what to do, what to be, and how to measure success. It will offer you comfortable paths by its own definition, and perhaps even tell you to settle. But don't listen. Instead, listen to that inner voice that calls you to do something more. Listen to the things that make you feel deeply, that challenge you, and that maybe even scare you a little bit. Staying compelled means embracing lifelong learning, constantly seeking new perspectives, and never being afraid to question the status quo. It means taking risks and making mistakes and learning from them. It means failing forward, because failure is not a detour. It's only a detour, not a dead end. The world needs your passion, your creativity, your unique perspectives now more than ever. Don't let your fire dwindle. Fan it, feed it, share it. Let your compulsion be the driving force behind a life of purpose, impact, and joy. Be ever compelled. Now, if you've ever had the occasion to visit a national park, you would see a sign that reads, "Leave it better than you found it." Now, I have to assume this because I've never been to a national park, but I'm told that is the case. We also see these signs frequently in schools, and I can attest to that, having been to many, many schools. And years ago, when I was a high school principal, I would charge the incoming class with doing just that, leaving the school in 4 years better than they found it. Graduates, as you start the next chapter of your lives, I ask you to be someone's hero, be the solution, and be ever compelled. Doing so will almost guarantee that no matter the environment you choose in your life, no matter the situation you encounter, you will leave it better than you found it. Congratulations, class of 2025, and I wish you all the best with your future endeavors.
Thank you, Secretary Tutwiler, for those words and for your ongoing support of the community colleges. Please accept a plaque which I'm about to give you in honor of your commencement speech today.